Hi, this is Mariela. Welcome to Mariel Beats and Beyond. I've been working in these tassels and I really love them. I made these ones first, and these ones I'm gonna use them for my bracelets. Like when I make bracelets, they're gonna be like hanging where the clasp is. So these little ones are for that. And like this one, under here I add like a little leaf, and this ones I add some flowers. This one I'm gonna make a necklace with it. That's why it's a little bit more thicker than the other ones. With these ones I'm gonna make a pair of earrings. I really like them. They're really pretty and you can make a lot of things with them. Most of my bracelets I'm gonna have these tassels hanging. I think they're gonna be really pretty. This one is the one I'm gonna show in a tutorial how to make. In this one I make all the same length. This one I started with 46, then I add 44, 42, 40, 38. I add 2 of each, and this one I just add them with 45. But this one, as you can see, I'm going to be using dragon scales. I am really in love with these dragon scale beads. This is the first time I purchased them. All these materials are going to be available on my website, marielbeadsandbeyond.com. I got the dragon scales in 4 different colors, and I'm planning to add more colors. So check them out because I think they look lovely in these tassels. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. The list of materials we're gonna need: we are going to be using Seedbeads 11.0, Seedbeads 15.0. We are going to need one wire guardian. We are going to use the dragon scales, and I'm gonna use this color. We're gonna need true 2mm fire polish, and for thread we're gonna need Fireline, and also we're gonna need any nylon that you have for the tassel. To make the fringes we're gonna use the nylon thread, and to make this embellished part on the top we're gonna use Fireline. I'm going to cut like 1.5 inches of ribbon, and I always, when I work with ribbon, I like to burn the ends. Depending on the way you want your tassel and the length is the thread you're gonna use. For me, I'm gonna start with like an arm's palm and a half. What I like to do is I like to sew through the ribbon. I like to burn this thread. Make a knot. Sew through a little bit more, and you can make another knot right here. Right now we are going to pick up the beads we want. I picked up 45 seed beads because this is the length that I want for my tassel. Now I'm going to pick up 2 more seed beads, 1 dragon scale, and 1 more seed bead. We are going to bring them down. We are going to skip 1 seed bead, 1 dragon scale, and 1 seed bead. And we are going to sew through all the seed beads, and you want to make sure that you are not skipping any. Don't pull too tight because we don't want thread showing, but also you don't want this too tight. Okay, very important, your thread, it's coming from the top. We want to sew from the bottom up, so when we pull this fringe, stay right under the ribbon. If you sew in the same, like this one was coming from up here, if you sew back up, these beads will come all the way up here. We don't want that. So if your thread is coming out this side, we want to sew this way, and if your thread is coming out under, you want to sew this way. So right now what I like to do is I'm gonna sew one time. My thread is coming from the top. I'm going to sew one time, and I'm going to sew one more time. You want to make your fringes separate a little bit. So right now all you had to do is repeat the same step until you get 10 fringes, or if you want it thicker, you can make it thicker, and I'll be right back to show you the next step. I'm done adding my 10 fringes. So what I'm gonna do right now, my thread is coming out over here. I'm going to sew all the way to the other side, and you don't want to pull too tight. You want this to be the same way. So right now what we are going to do is we are going to roll this up, and what I like to do is I roll one time and I'll sew down, I roll again, and you don't have to do it this way. I just like the ends to be as straight as possible. So I roll again, and I sew up again, I roll again, and I'm going to sew back down, and roll again, and sew back up, sew back down, and now we're just gonna roll this ribbon that we got left, and you can cut this ribbon if you want to. Continue sewing and make some knots. Cut the thread, and I'll be right back to show you the next step. You need like 38 inches of Fireline to make all this decoration. You are going to pick up 4 seed beads in this order. You're going to pick up 1 blue, 1 black, 1 blue, and 1 black. You are going to bring them down, and you want to leave just like an inch tail, so you can just make knots at the end. And we are going to sew through all 4 seed beads. We are going to sew through the blue one just to complete our circle. As your thread is coming out of the blue seed bead, you are going to pick up 1 black, 1 blue, 1 black, and 1 blue. The first seed bead you are going to pick up, it has to be the same color as this one if you are using 2 colors. You are going to bring them down, and you are going to sew up through these black seed bead, and you are going to pull, and this is what you should have. You are going to skip the black seed bead, and you are going to sew through the blue seed bead. And this is what you should have. You are going to pick up a black, a blue, a black, and a blue seed bead. Your thread is coming out of the blue. You are going to sew through the black. We are going to skip the black seed bead, and we are going to sew down through the blue. You are going to continue repeating the same step until you have 7 little boxes. This is 1, 2, 3. We are not counting this seed bead up here. I have the 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I want you to do, if you can, I roll up a piece of paper and I tape it to make it a little bit easier. So you're just gonna put it like this. Pick up a black and a blue seed bead. You thread. It's coming out of this blue. We are going to sew down through this black seed bead. We are going to pick up a blue seed bead, and we are going to sew up through this black seed bead. You are going to skip the black seed bead. Remember, we added a black and a blue. We are going to skip the black, and we are going to sew through the blue. We are going to pick up a black seed bead, and we are going to sew through the blue and up through the black. And we are going to pull tight, and this is what you should have. Right now we are going to start doing peyote stitch. We are going to pick up one blue, we are going to skip the blue, and we are going to sew through the black one. Pick up a blue, skip the blue, and sew through the next black one. And you're going to continue repeating this step all the way around. This is the last blue. I'm going to sew through the next black one, and I'm going to sew up through the first blue that we add. Right now we are going to continue making peyote stitch, but each row we're going to switch color. Right now the one in the center is black, so we are going to pick up one black, and we are going to sew through the next blue, and you're going to continue repeating the same step until you have 6 blues and 5 blacks. Remember to alternate your colors. Right now we adding black, the next row we're gonna add blue. I'm about to add my last bead. My thread is coming out of this black one. I'm going to sew up through the next one and up through one blue, As you can see right now, I have 5 black and I have 6 blues. We are going to pick up 1 black and we are going to sew through 2 blues. Pick up 1 black and sew through 2 blues. Pick up 1 black and sew through 2 blues. Pick up 1 black and sew through 2 blues and up through 1 black. This is what you should have. You are going to pick up 1 blue and you are going to skip these 2 blues and sew through the next black. And you are going to pull and pull tight. Pick up 1 blue. Your thread is coming out of this black. We are going to skip the 2 blues and we are going to sew through the next black. Pick up 1 blue, skip the 2 blues and sew through the next black. Pick up 1 blue, skip the 2 blues and sew through the black and up through the blue and pull tight. And this is what you should have. Right now what we're gonna do is we are going to sew through the 4 in the center, and you wanna do it 2 or 3 times. So right now your thread is coming out of 1 blue. We are going to pick up a wire guardian, sew through one side, sew through the other side, your thread it's coming out of this blue. We are going to sew through the one across, you coming out of this side of the seed bead. We are going to sew up through the wire guardian, down through the other side, and right here our thread is coming out of this side of the bead. We are going to sew through this side, and I want you to reinforce 2 more times, and I'll be right back to show you the next step. Okay, we have our tassel and we have our decoration, so we're just gonna stick it in as far as you can, squish it all the way in. And right now my thread is coming out of this blue seed bead. I'm going to sew through the black, and this is optional, you can do it the way you want to. So I'm gonna push it in, and I'm going to try to, you can feel that you gotta get the ribbon, and it doesn't matter where, but you gotta exit. Okay, and right now my thread is exited right here. I'm going to try to cut some of the thread right here. You can't go too big though, because you don't want your thread showing. And then get the ribbon and sew all the way across, and continue repeating this like 5 or 6 times. When you're done, you want to make sure that your needle is coming out of in the center or close to these 4 seed beads when we started. And right now, I'm gonna sew through this one and down through this one. You want to be coming out of this seed bead, and this is the only seed bead that is this way. The other ones are all this way, going that way. Okay, so you want to come in out of this one, and you are going to pick up 1/15 one fire polish and 1/15, and you are going to sew your threads coming out of this seed bead. You are going to sew down through the seed bead across. Pick up 1/15 one fire polish and 1/15. Your threads coming out of this, we are going to sew down through the one across. Okay, and you want to repeat this all the way around, and I'll be right back to show you the next step. I repeat the same step all the way around. Right now my thread is coming out of the seed bead, the one that we started, so we are going to sew up through 1/15 and through one fire polish. We are going to pick up 1/15 and we are going to sew up. We were sewing down through the 11/0. Right now we are going to sew up. We are going to pick up 1/15 and we are going to sew through the fire polish. And as you can see now, you have two seed beads, one fire polish. Right now we are going to pick up 1/15 and we are going to sew up through the 11/0. Continue repeating these steps all the way around. I add all the 15/0s all the way around. As you can see now, you have a fire polish, two 15/0s, two 15/0s, and a fire polish. My thread is coming out of a fire polish. I'm going to sew up through 1/15. I'm going to pick up 1/15 and I'm going to sew through the next 15/0 through the fire polish and through one more 15/0. Pick up 1/15, sew through the next 15/0 through the fire polish, and you want to continue repeating this all the way around. And I'll be right back. My thread is coming out of the same fire polish when we started. I already add all my 15/0s all the way around. Right now we are going to repeat the same step in the bottom seed beads. So you're coming out of the fire polish, sew through 1/15, pick up a 15/0 and sew up through the 15/0. Your thread is coming out of this one. We are going to sew through the next one and through the fire polish and pull. Sew through one seed bead, 1/15, and sew through the next 15 and through the fire polish, and repeat this step all the way around, and I'll be right back. I am done adding my seed beads. Right now my thread is coming out of a fire polish. I'm going to sew up through one seed bead and right now under these seed beads there is at 11.0 that we can't see is the one that we were adding our fire polish on the first step. We are going to sew through that one, and if you look under here you can clearly see it. Okay, so sew down through that one and then sew through one of these blue 11.0s hanging right here, and we are going to pick up 3 15.0s and we are going to sew through the next blue. We're coming out of this blue, we are just gonna sew through the next one, and you want to fix these 3 seed beads. It's like a little pickup. Pick up 3 seed beads. Your thread is coming out of the blue. We are going to sew through the next blue, and we are going to continue repeating this step all the way around and make some knots, cut your thread, and you should be done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was easy to follow along. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like my videos, and leave a comment if you want me to make a tutorial on how to make the necklace.